This is a quick message here in October 2024, which first of all is a confession of mine to you, and then some common sense principles for you to hang on to help you in your decisions right now. Now, my confession to you, this past month, and probably for the next week as well, I'm spending way too much time watching TV. But I'm very interested in what's happening with the media circus in Canada and in the US. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, well, you better pay attention. Of course, right now, October 2024, in the US is the campaign for the presidential election. And again, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I just want to give you some common sense thoughts for you to share with your friends, talk about it, and help you make a wise choice. The first thing is your perspective. We need to recognize that all of our government leaders are supposed to represent us. They need to know what we want, and the simple way they measure that is by having a vote. So if you support what they're saying, you vote for them. If you don't support what they're promising to do, vote for someone else. Very simple. Don't ignore it. Take advantage of the opportunity we have. Accept the privilege we have to be in a country that gives us the opportunity to vote, and do it. Just do it. Make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you get out and make a wise choice and vote. One of the biggest common sense principles here, which I'm sure we can all look at and hopefully laugh at some level, is the media themselves. Now, I've been aware of this for a long time, and years ago, I kind of gave up watching the news because it was so clear that some media broadcasters are very biased in their reporting. Now, when I go to watch the news, I want to hear about an event, I want to hear the facts, and I want to be able to form my own opinion of what has happened. But it's so common now that the reporters will give you half the story and will give you their opinion and their very biased slant on the person they're talking about. Some of that extra biased opinion is beyond opinion. It is absolute lies. And so we need to be aware. This is not just an entertainment show. This is supposed to be a newscast presenting the facts where we can then form our own opinions. And yet it is not happening. So please use common sense. Listen to what's happening from many different sources. Read different articles from different sources. Do not just hear one opinion and accept it as truth. You'd be crazy to do that. So, common sense. Be aware, many people in the media are very biased, are giving their opinion on top of the story, and some of their opinions are such an exaggerated stretch, it actually is false and is lies. Be aware. Now, the next point, which connects right to that, is when we hear a story, don't just accept it, but take some time afterward to research it for yourself. You are so blessed these days in this generation. You have such opportunity to research information on your own. It's so easy to just Google something and look up other articles and other news sources and just take advantage of that. But again, never stop at reading from just one source. Read a few different sources and educate yourself on the facts, and then make your own decision. Now, my next common sense point I want you to think about: when we're voting in an election, we are choosing people who will be leaders. Now, this is not a popularity contest. This is not an entertainment contest. We're not looking for just someone we like. This has nothing to do with someone who we're comfortable with in our own social circle. It's not just someone you'd want to sit down with and have a cup of tea with because you like them. That's got nothing to do with it. You are making a very serious, very responsible, very mature choice to choose who the leader is who will represent your country, or whatever the election is, whether it's your province or state. You are choosing who will represent your country in world matters. You are choosing someone who will make choices that will affect your economy, your opportunity for future jobs, your opportunity to hold your money or be taxed more. You're choosing someone who will negotiate with other countries in matters that may inspire a new war or may debate and end a new war. So this is so very important. You are choosing leadership that will have influence over the world. Don't ever just think about this in one favorite topic. In an election, there's often some hot stories or some hot topics that get pushed because some people will say, oh, that's very important to me. Well, make a list of the 10 top issues in an election. Score them. And you may say that some things are very important to you and they're top of your list. That's fine. You still want people who represent you. But recognize there's many issues in an election that are very important. Don't make a decision based on just one hot topic. There are many issues. Write them down. Decide which candidate will support you in what you want in those issues. And you may find that one candidate supports you in 3 or 4 issues, but the other supports you more in 5, 6, 7 issues. It's never an easy choice. It's never very black and white. There's always some complicated extra story to add in there. But make a wise choice about who will lead the country into a better future. Who will lead their country and their neighbors and their allies and the rest of the world into a peaceful, better economy future. So, I've given you a lot to think about. I hope you think about this and research it and recognize the difference between facts and feelings and making the best choice for our future. Because yes, what happens in the United States of America will greatly affect all of its neighbors in Canada and around the world. So please make wise choices. We hope the best for our neighbors wherever you are.